Have you ever lain awake at 2:00 a.m. and heard a strange cry right outside your window? It sounds chilling. A cold, lonely sound repeating in the darkness. In folklore, it is an omen of things to come. In horror movies, it is the beginning of a disaster. But in the natural world, it is a calculated conversation. Tonight, we are not closing our eyes. We are opening the window to decode the night. When most of the world goes to sleep, an entire ecosystem begins to wake up. Why do some birds choose the darkness? Are they simply insomniacs? No. This is nature's hidden third shift. Sound is the only tool they have. In a world without light, your voice is your map. Let us meet the true owners of the night. The most common sound belongs to the owl. That rhythmic hooting is not a lullaby. It is a firm warning to all. This is my territory. Do not enter unless you want to face my talons. Low-frequency sounds travel further in cold air. They have evolved an invisible fence made of noise. Your garden is their kingdom. It is marked clearly by their vocal power. To hear them is to know who is in charge. But some sounds are more unsettling than others. Consider the piercing screech of the barn owl. It sounds like a ghost in the machinery. In many cultures, it is a harbinger of doom. But what is the actual truth? Barn owls are incredible protectors of our world. That screech is a tool used to startle prey. They do not bring death to humans. They bring protection to our vital crops. They are the silent guardians of the farm, moving through the shadows like white spirits, watching, waiting for the slightest movement. Sometimes, you hear melodies that belong to the day. Why are the robins singing at 1:00 a.m.? Scientists have uncovered a heartbreaking truth. The day has become too loud for their songs. Their messages cannot reach a mate over the traffic, so they choose the deep of night to sing of love. That midnight song is a response to our expansion. It is a desperate beauty in a loud world. They adjust their pitch to be heard, fighting against the hum of the city. But what if the song suddenly stops? If a call becomes frantic? That is code red. This cry is for the flock and for the hunter. It says, I see you. Do not waste your breath. In the dark, being spotted is a hunter's failure. The night is a game of high stakes, I spy. There is something far more frightening than noise. Absolute silence. The disappearance of calls is a sign of decline. Silence means the ecosystem is failing. As long as you hear those hoots, nature is alive. Noise is a sign of life fighting back. Next time you hear that sound, do not be afraid. Smile. Because it is a reminder, you are not alone in this world. There is a vibrant life happening right outside. Good night. And listen to the secrets. Let us look closer at the owl's design. Their face is shaped like a satellite dish. It funnels every tiny vibration to their ears. One ear is positioned higher than the other. This allows them to map a room in pitch blackness. They can hear a heartbeat under the snow. They can hear the rustle of a leaf from a mile away. Their feathers are designed for total silence. They fly without making a single vibration. The prey never hears the end coming. It is a masterpiece of biological engineering. A stealth bomber made of flesh and bone. Designed for the ultimate precision. Consider the nightjar's strange pulse. A rhythmic clicking that vibrates the air. It matches the camouflage of the night sky. They sit on the ground, blending into the dirt. Their mouth is wide, catching insects like a net. They are the ghosts of the forest floor. Why do birds sing longer in warm cities? The artificial heat trickles into their rhythm. LED lights trick them into thinking it is dawn. Sodium lamps create a permanent twilight. The birds are confused by our glowing world. Some species can sing over 200 songs. Singing keeps their neural pathways sharp. It is a workout for the avian brain. They practice their scales while we sleep. Even in sub-zero temperatures, they find the breath, using the humidity to carry their voice further. When night calls bleed into the morning, that is the shift change of the wild. Using the stars to call the direction of flight, migration happens largely under the cover of dark. 1 million birds may pass over your house tonight. They call to each other to keep the formation. Tiny chirps that guide the way across continents. They recognize the magnetic pull of the earth. They feel the poles while they scream into the void, startling the prey into a freeze response. The calls we feel but cannot hear. Infrapitch sounds that vibrate in your chest. When the male and female call in perfect sync, it is a duet of survival and loyalty. What happens when two rival owls meet? It is a battle of decibels and posturing. The sound of a hungry baby owl at 3:00 a.m. It sounds like a rusty gate swinging in the wind. A constant demand for more energy. Trading color for night vision blue. Their eyes see the world in shades of silver. The most terrifying face of the night is often just a mother looking for food. Why do people try to silence the night? We fear what we cannot see. But we must learn to sleep through the third shift. Counting species by their night voice is an art. Each frequency tells a different story. Why do some owls bark like dogs? It is a way to confuse ground predators. They mimic the sounds of larger animals. Why do they sing when it is raining? Humidity makes the voice travel much further. The air is heavy and carries the vibration. Calling from the ground with a rhythmic pulse. They can recognize a neighbor's voice. They show less aggression to those they know. Stranger voices trigger an immediate defense. Detecting pressure changes before the rain starts. The birds that do not call at all. The silent hunters of the high canopy. Imitating the wind to hide their location. Why are crows mostly silent at night? Because sleeping in the open is dangerous. They find safety in massive numbers. Silence is their best defense against the owl. Predatory birds that hunt other birds. It is a vertical war zone in the trees. How the brain prioritizes sound over sight. In the dark, the auditory cortex expands. We save birds by simply listening to them. Acoustic monitoring tells us the health of the land. Every note is a data point for conservation. Recognizing stars as guideposts for the journey. Feeling the gravity of the moon. Why spring songs are starting earlier each year. The planet is warming, and the birds know it. The danger of singing before the bugs wake up. If they hatch too early, there is no food. Mimicking nocturnal sounds to confuse the enemy. The syrinx is a powerful instrument of life. Solving puzzles in the total darkness. Do birds dream at night? They dream about the songs they will sing. Rapid eye movement has been seen in owls. Their minds are processing the hunt. When owls live inside your house, in the rafters and the quiet attics, hiding the babies from the harsh world. Some birds hiss like snakes to scare humans. It is a brilliant trick of mimicry. What they leave behind tells a story. Pellets of bone and fur under the tree. Even at night, they know who you are. They recognize human faces from above. The birds that love the neon glow, using city lights as a midnight buffet. Insects are drawn to the light, and the birds are drawn to the insects, turning out the lights to save their lives. Light pollution is a wall they cannot climb. The ancient connection to the night. Warning, love, fear, and survival. A membership call to the wild. Voices of the night are voices of the past. They have been singing since before we had fire. The rhythm of the earth is in their throat. A heartbeat in the form of a hoot. A prayer in the form of a screech. The night is not a void of nothingness. It is a crowded room of conversations. We are the ones who are out of place. They are the ones who truly belong. Look at the feathers again. So soft they dampen the wind. Look at the eyes. So large they cannot even move in their sockets. They must turn their whole head to see you. 270 degrees of rotation. A mechanical marvel of the woods. They see the heat of the mouse. They hear the breath of the beetle. Nothing escapes the notice of the night. Why do we feel so small when they call? Because they remind us of the unknown. The parts of the world we cannot control. The night belongs to the winged. We are just guests in their darkness. Listen to the texture of the air. How it changes when the wind dies down. The birds can feel the barometric pressure. They know a storm is coming before we do. Their voices change to a lower pitch. A warning to seek shelter in the pines. The hidden language of the owl. Not just one hoot, but 1,000 variations. A language of family and bloodlines. They mourn their mates with a hollow cry. They celebrate a kill with a sharp bark. We are learning to translate their world. One recording at a time. One sleepless night at a time. The forest is a library of sounds. Every species is a different book. Some are epic poems of migration. Some are short stories of a single hunt. We are just beginning to read. Let the sound wash over you. Do not try to fight the insomnia. Use it to connect with the planet. The darkness is not your enemy. It is a blanket for the wild. A time for the earth to breathe. A time for the hunters to rule. Tomorrow the sun will rise. The loud world will return. The traffic will drown out the love songs. The lights will hide the stars. But for now, you have the secrets. You have the voices of the night. Rest your head and listen. The world is still alive. Good night. And listen to the secrets.